he said on Friday that you almost ruined Seth Rollins and that you ran Dean Ambrose out of WWE. What did he mean by that?
You tell me. That's what I'm saying. There's levels to this game, man. Like John has skills, right? He's charismatic. He's a great public speaker. He has good energy. He knows how to he really understands crowd reaction. And it's like when you don't have good stuff to say, let's just pander to the crowd. And that's what he did. So I mean, the whole world, and they may not be as informed and it's like like a professional watching another professional. And I could see that he had nothing for me. So he's just doing that spin game. And then, they're counting to three with me. Let's say that over. Let's marketing, strategy. Let's condition them and do it 14 times. But when it comes down to it, there was nothing, you know what I mean, that he said. There was no connection within that. So I have no clue. Dean obviously is doing what Dean's doing, and I think he's happy over there at AEW. But if we want to be, if he could have been the man here, he would have been the man here, but he couldn't be the man because I'm the man here. Seth Rollins is going through the same thing, but he's doing great. And I can say that as someone who's still I'm doing better than him. I'm the Universal Champion. I'm the head of the table of the WWE. It's all mine. This is my company. But he's still a great talent who's doing some of the best work of his career. So I really don't know, man. Like I said, it was quite the experience to see him out there. It was just words, just a whole bunch of energetic words.
Man, oh man, this is like 2 years in the making for me, man. You don't know how long I've been wanting to call this guy out. Dude, I've just been patiently waiting to call this asshole out. Good old Dean Ambrose. Good old Dean asshole. He might be the most overrated wrestler on an AEW roster. Now, I bet you're saying, what about Kenny Omega? Here's the thing. He's more so overhyped than overrated in terms of, all right, he sucks at promos. He doesn't really have a character that you can, that your ass can see. But he is a very good athlete. He can wrestle his ass off, but he has bad habits. But he has talent. The talent is still there. But he's really extremely overhyped. To the point where it's like, okay, Roman Reigns wasn't on SmackDown last night. And there was a huge difference. You felt it. You felt his absence. When Kenny Omega does not show up on fucking Dynamite, you barely notice that he even was there. You don't notice whether he's there or fucking not. That's the difference. That's what I mean about him being overhyped. Dude, when it comes to this Dean Ambrose guy, dude, he's competing with CM Punk as the most disingenuous, ungrateful asshole ever to leave the WWE. I mean, dude, he's trying to be the new CM Punk so badly. I'm like, he's making CM Punk look somewhat good. Like, holy shit. CM Punk was not this over obsessed in terms of always taking shots at Vince McMahon and his last company. It's like, dude, even CM Punk don't go overboard in terms of constantly taking shots after fucking shots. Dude, it's been 2 years. Why is Vince McMahon on your brain? Are you that pissed off that he chose Seth and Roman over your dumbass? Look, man, it's like what Roman Reigns said on the clip. If Dean Ambrose, if he was meant to be a main eventer, he would have been a main eventer in the WWE. It's just, he's not talented. He wasn't that guy. Get over it. And he might be one of the most biggest crybabies. I thought CM Punk was a crybaby. He made CM Punk look like a fucking grown man. It's like, bro, you gotta get over it. And I heard his little stupid interview post WWE, right? With I think he was on Jericho podcast. He was talking about how his last days there, his mental health was so affected. He was this, he was that, he was depressed. I'm like, bro, you a bitch. You a crybaby. Nigga, you make tons of money. You're famous. You have a hot, beautiful wife who loves you. I'm assuming you bang her every week. So how can you be depressed? How can you have mental health issues? I don't get some of these soft ass people. How can you have a wife, a girlfriend who loves you very much? She's your road dog. She's your partner. She's your soulmate. She should be there by your side, helping you and your mind to be happy. And yet you are depressed? I don't get it. How can you have a hot wife or a girlfriend and still be depressed? I don't get it. It's like, look, when I'm single, I'm still a happy guy. But when I have a girlfriend in my life, I'm even more happier. There's never a point in time where I have mental health issues. I feel like people who are single, who struggle to find that special someone, those are the ones that those are the ones that I give a hard pass to if they have mental health issues. Because some people take being single very, very hard. When you have that special someone, it makes your mind better. But that's like some of these wrestlers, most of them are fucking married with hot wives. How can you be depressed? It's like, nigga, are you not getting up in the damn bedroom or something? Nigga, do you suck in bed or something? How can you have a hot girl in your life and you still have mental health issues? You are a weak simp. That's what having a significant other is there for. She has to be there by your side to help you through thick and thin. You have no excuse on having mental health issues. There's bigger issues out in the world that has nothing to do with pro wrestling. Like I said, some of the wrestlers in the business are some of the biggest marks. Yes. No wrestler is above being a mark. Wrestlers are some of the biggest marks ever. Put some more respect on Bill Goldberg's name, man, and Brock. Yeah, they don't love wrestling, but that's a good thing. They are not marks for themselves. They don't take themselves seriously. All the fucking fans. Hence why they don't have mental health issues. Because they are strong. They are real men. They don't give a flying fuck about wrestling. They just care about the money. That's what it's about. It's about the fucking money. Okay? Wrestling is about the fucking money. That's it. If you ain't in wrestling to get money, get the fuck out. That's all I'm saying. But he's constantly taking shots at Vince McMahon. I'm like, look, this hurts me to say it. Dean Ambrose, he had a legendary career in his last company, and that's cringe to say it, but I gotta admit it. Let me get this straight. We all know what kind of wrestler Vince McMahon likes. He likes wrestlers who have the look of a Goldberg, Brock, Bobby Lashley, Roman. Dean asshole. The fact that Vince, nigga, you came from CZW. You are nothing more than an indie, outlaw, mud show, goofy ass wrestler. And yet Vince McMahon gave you a push? You have a sloppy body. You don't work out. You are fucking balding, and yet Vince gave you a push? Wow, talk about being ungrateful. You are in the CM Punk category. In fact, you and CM Punk might be the biggest you two guys might be the most biggest overachievers ever step foot in the WWE. Even more than Daniel fucking Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan, he actually earned his push because the fans got behind him. You got pushed because Vince saw something in the fucking Shield for some strange reason. The fact that he gave you a push, a indie outlaw mud show wrestler, he gave you a push. He made you a world champion. You of all people. And the fact that you became a champion in AEW, and guess what? You wasn't drawing shit. It just goes to show you, Dean Ambrose, you were never a main eventer. You were never that guy. The fact that you are no longer over in AEW. You are just another guy now. And you know that. You are just another guy on that roster. Nobody cares about you, bro. Nobody cares about you. And will you please stop saying Vince, man, he needs to let guys cut their own promos. He needs to let guys cut loose. He needs to give guys more creative freedom. I'm like, okay, Dean, asshole. You got supposedly freedom in AEW, right? Okay. How? I can't tell. What's the difference between Dean Ambrose and Jon Moxley? Somebody tell me, please. I need answers. Sway. You ain't got the answer, Sway. I've been doing this more than you. What's the difference between Dean asshole and Jon Moxley? This guy is delusional. And the fact that you are still piggybacking off the Shield in terms of, nigga, why do you still walk through the fucking audience? Because you are still piggybacking off the fucking Shield. You can't move on. You can't be your own man. You gotta constantly remind people you were a part of the fucking Shield. Why are you still coming to the fucking audience? And here's a fucking thing. When it comes to the Shield, obviously, yes, he was the third wheel in that faction. But guess what? At least Seth Rollins has evolved. At least he has had multiple character changes. At least Roman Reigns had a character change. You have not had a fucking character change. You have been the same goofy ass dude with the dumb faces since you left your last company. You are the same guy. And yet you keep bagging on Vince McMahon, the man who gave you a chance. Nigga, if it wasn't for Vince McMahon, you wouldn't know who your fucking wife is. Your wife was hired by Vincent Kennedy fucking McMahon. He gave your fucking wife a job. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't know who the fuck she is, man. You wouldn't have your kid. Cause you guys would never fucking met. And so every fucking week with this guy, he's constantly taking shots at Vince saying, oh, he is losing his whole mind. I'm like, nigga, Dean Ambrose, look, bro, you fucking suck. You sucked. Get over yourself. You fucking sucked. Dude, Jungle Boy is more over than you right now. You just fucking suck. Like I said, some of these refs are the biggest marks for themselves. This guy thinks he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nigga, Jim Cornette don't like your ass, dude. Jim Cornette calls you the balding fucking plumber. And yet, for some reason, you are still on the indies having garbage indie matches. Like, huh? I'm like, wow, I can't believe Vince made you a WWE World Champion. And guess what? Look back at the numbers. He was actually a less of a draw than Seth and Roman as world champions. Let that sink in. But Dean asshole thinks he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He thinks he's... Dude, Roman Reigns just said it. Vince picks and chooses who he wants to push. Dean asshole, he didn't see no money in your ass because you ain't money. What are you doing for AEW? Nothing. You ain't doing shit. There's so many guys who have surpassed you. Daniel Bryan been there for 5 minutes. He already surpassed you. Adam Cole already surpassed you. Because you fucking suck. You can't wrestle. You can't fucking wrestle. You have awful ring gear. And yet Vince made you a world champion. I'm going to keep saying it. Now, you keep saying Vince don't get nobody freedom. Okay, Tony Khan has given you shitload of freedom, and I don't see no difference between Dean Asshole and Jon Moxley. I see no difference, bro. You still cut the same goofy ass, dumbass promos that go nowhere. Look. Cutting a promo is the same thing as being a fucking rapper. Because, look, just because you are allowed to curse in your promos, that don't make you a good promo. Newsflash. What makes a great rapper is a rapper who can make a hit song without cursing. 50 Cent can make a good song without cursing. Tupac, Nas, Eminem, Jay-Z. I've heard the songs where they didn't curse. Drake has songs where he ain't cursing. That means you can evolve. You are versatile. If you can't cut a good promo without cursing, you just suck. You can't talk. You know what I'm saying? That means you have no discipline. Like I said, he is the most overrated wrestler on that roster. He had a good buzz his first 8 months in AEW. Then the fans eventually got over him. I mean, why not? The man has the same Shield entrance. Still trying to cling on to his days from the Shield. He has awful ring gear. He has a sloppy ass body. He cuts the same whiny promos, and his interest is so cringe. It's like he's cringe. He has awful body language. He acts like a retarded wrestler. He still acts like Dean Ambrose, the goofy character. That's who he still acts like. So, where is this whole difference, this whole freedom that you have in your new company? Dude, you will forever be Dean Ambrose to me. I see no difference. Well, what's the difference? Like, bro, you're not that good. You just cut it out. What dumbass thought Dean Ambrose was a top 2 member of the Shield? You was never that. You was never better than Seth. You were never better than Seth Rollins. You were never better than fucking Reigns. So where is this? I don't get your ego here. In your new company, you have proven you ain't that good, bro. You just was that guy. Don't blame Vince. Dude, Vince likes variety. He don't discriminate. If he likes you, he fucking likes you. Vince loved the fucking Shield. It's just he wasn't high on you. Because you are nothing more than a goofball indie mud show wrestler. That's why Brock Lesnar didn't want to do what you want to do in that match at fucking WrestleMania. Because you were a goddamn goofball who wanted to do the hardcore shit. I'm like, Dean Ambrose, bro, you was wrestling in jeans and a fucking wife beater. And you had balding, wet hair. On what planet do you think you should be a top guy? Nigga, you had matches with fucking Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, all these top guys. It's like, that's what I mean. He's one of the most ungrateful guys ever. Look in the mirror. I can't believe Vince gave you a damn push. Nigga, you overachieved here. Like, bro, look at you. He made you a world champion of all people. Be fucking grateful. It's like all these comments saying Vince is killing the company. No, bro, you just suck. Just because he doesn't want to hear your dumbass ideas, because look, Dean Ambrose has an awful creative mind. Hence why Brock Lesnar shut down all his ideas at WrestleMania, bitch. What's up now? Nigga, you are not a top guy. You can make the argument that you hurt your own push, and here's why. I'll never forget when you fucking buried yourself on the Stone Cold podcast, dude. Whose fault was that? Nigga, we all seen you act like aloof on the Stone Cold podcast. And you was the world champion at that time. Like, what? You was the world champion and you did not carry yourself as a top guy whatsoever. So, blame yourself. Vince gave you the game. You ain't soak it. He gave you tons of opportunities to be a top guy. There's no excuse here. Even CM Punk said the Shield was the most overly pushed faction of all time. How are you bitching and complaining? You're just a spoiled brat who thinks he was better than Seth Rollins and fucking Reigns. You was never that guy, because if Seth Rollins was in your company, he would be a bigger deal than you. If Reigns was in your company, he would be a bigger deal than you, and you can't stand that. So you keep on taking shots at your last company. But let's be honest here, you ain't doing shit in your current company. You was an awful world champion. Dude, get over yourself. You fucking suck. Dude, I've been saying this ever since I made this. I've been saying this since I made this one video about I made a video about Brian Pillman. I bought his I bought a toy. I bought an action figure of Brian Pillman, and it was a dual set with him and Dean Ambrose, which pissed me off. Because Dean Ambrose, you will never be Brian Pillman. Never. You will never be on his level. That's why I was pissed off that he was in that box. You will never be Brian Pillman. I can't believe the WWE put you in the same box with that guy. Like, huh? That was ridiculous. But to make a long story short, bro, Dean Ambrose, you fucking suck. You ain't that good. You are an awful wrestler. And you still have a fetish for working indie, hardcore, mud show matches. And you wonder why Vince McMahon didn't give you no fucking push? Dude, let's be honest here. You was never meant to be a WWE wrestler. I'm like, wow, I can't believe Vince gave a push to a CZW outlaw mud show wrestler. He made you a multiple-time IC champion, the longest reigning United States champion, a multiple-time tag champion, a Money in the Bank fucking winner. And you will go down as the best faction of all time, which was a Shield in that company. And yet you still bitch and complain like a spoiled whiny brat. Nigga, you worse than CM Punk now. I'm sorry. He has overtaken CM Punk now at this point. At the end of the day, we wouldn't know who the fuck you are if it wasn't for the WWE. That's all, man. I'm done.